When most men hear they need more masculine energy, they picture the same thing. Someone dominant, aggressive, cold, the guy who takes up all the space in a room and needs everyone to know it. And then they either try to become that person and feel like a fraud, or they reject the whole idea because it does not match who they actually are. Both of those reactions are missing what masculine energy in dating actually is. And today, we are going to get into it properly. Welcome back to Juan Decoded. We have been building this series layer by layer. In the first 4 episodes, we covered the nice guy trap, desperation, self-worth, and the people-pleaser wound. Today, we get to the chapter that ties them all together. Because underneath every one of those patterns is the same thing, a deficit of genuine masculine energy. Not the performed version, not the aggressive version, the real version. The kind that comes from a man who has direction, who is grounded in his own sense of purpose, and who does not need a woman's response to feel secure in himself. By the end of this episode, you will understand exactly what that looks like, why women respond to it so strongly, and the specific ways you can start developing it. Let us get into it. Here is a concept from social psychology that most people have never applied to dating. Your emotional state is contagious. There is a well-known study called the Ash Conformity Study. In it, a group of people were asked a simple question with an obvious answer, but several members of the group had been secretly instructed to give the wrong answer. And consistently, most participants changed their correct answer to match the group, not because they believed it, because the social pressure of standing alone was uncomfortable. The lesson: human beings are wired to absorb and mirror the emotional states of the people around them. We do it automatically, without thinking, dozens of times every day. In dating, this means one thing very specifically. When you approach a woman while running a fear-based program underneath, when you need this to go well, when you are quietly auditioning for her approval, she senses that energy and mirrors it. She feels something uncomfortable, something pressured, something that makes her want to create a little distance without being able to explain exactly why. When you approach from a genuinely different place, from curiosity and ease and the relaxed confidence of a man who is not particularly invested in the outcome, she mirrors that instead. She feels comfortable, curious, drawn in. And this is the core reason why technique fails most men who try it. They learn the right words, they prepare the right questions, they say the things they read online or heard from someone else, but they bring the wrong energy. And energy does not care about your words. It transmits underneath them. Nice guy energy, as we have described it across these episodes, operates from a deficit. The man needs this interaction to produce a specific result in order to feel okay about himself. And that need is invisible but constant. It changes the way he holds himself, the way he laughs a little too quickly, the way he agrees with things he does not actually agree with, the way he texts twice when she does not respond. She does not analyze these things. She absorbs them, and they add up to one feeling. There is something uncomfortable about being around this person. Masculine energy operates from the opposite. The man is already okay. He is already interested in his own life. He is showing up because he genuinely enjoys connecting, not because he needs this particular outcome to complete him. Same conversation, completely different energy underneath, and an entirely different experience for her. Here is the principle that ties everything together. Attraction is not primarily produced by what you do. It is produced by who you are being when you do it. Most men treat dating like a puzzle. They want the right sequence, the right line for the first text, the right thing to say when the conversation dies, the right move to make at the end of a date. And some of this has value at the margins. But the fundamental mistake is believing that attraction is primarily a product of behavior. It is not. It is a product of state. A man who is genuinely curious, genuinely at ease, genuinely grounded in a sense of his own worth, does not need a script. He asks real questions because he wants real answers. He offers real opinions because he actually has them. He is comfortable with silence because he is comfortable with himself. He is comfortable with the possibility that it might not go anywhere because his life is already full and interesting. That quality, what we might call the settled ease of a man who is already at home in himself, is the foundation of real masculine energy in the context of attraction. And it shows up in 4 consistent ways that women respond to. The first is emotional stability. When she is uncertain, testing, or emotionally variable, a man operating from genuine masculine energy does not panic. He does not scramble to prove himself or launch into damage control. He stays grounded. His security does not depend on her mood in any given moment. And that stability creates a kind of safety that is almost universally attractive, because it is almost universally rare. The second is clear direction. He is building something. His life has momentum. He has things that genuinely matter to him, beyond romantic pursuit. When he talks about his work or his goals, there is real energy in it, because they are real. A man who is invested in his own life is interesting. A man whose only investment is in the woman he is currently pursuing is not. The third is genuine enjoyment. He approaches interactions with lightness. He can laugh at himself. He is not running calculations about whether things are going well. He is just present. And that ease is magnetic precisely because it cannot be faked, and most men are not carrying it. The fourth is freedom. He does not rush. He does not pressure. He is not trying to close something before she is ready. He gives her the complete freedom to respond to him genuinely, without pressure. And paradoxically, that freedom makes him far more interesting than the man who is pushing for commitment. Here is how to actually develop this. The first step is to stop analyzing her and start developing yourself. One of the biggest drains on masculine energy is the constant attention paid to what she is thinking. What that text meant. Whether she seemed less engaged than last time. How to interpret the fact that she took 3 hours to respond. None of this develops you. All of it is wasted energy. The question that actually matters is not what does she think of me, it is what kind of man am I becoming. Shift your focus there, consistently. What are you building? What genuinely excites you about your own life? Answer those questions with your actions, and the energy you bring to dating will change on its own. The second step is to lead with genuine enjoyment. Before your next interaction, set a simple intention. Not how do I impress her, but how do I genuinely enjoy this? Ask questions you actually want answered. Share things that you find interesting, not things you calculate she will find impressive. Let the conversation breathe. Be comfortable with silence. When something is funny, let it be funny without over-explaining it. Your enjoyment is contagious. When you are genuinely having a good time, she starts having a good time too. That is not a technique. That is just how emotional states work between people. The third step is to be the emotional anchor. When she is uncertain or testing or emotionally unpredictable, do not mirror that. Stay grounded. This does not mean being cold. It means that your sense of security does not depend on her mood. If she is in a difficult place, you can be warm without being destabilized. If she pushes back on something, you can hold your position calmly without becoming defensive. If a date feels slower than you hoped, you do not start performing harder to compensate. The man who can stay steady when things become uncertain is rare, and that steadiness creates exactly the kind of safety that draws people towards someone over time. The fourth step is to build the life first. The single most effective thing you can do for your masculine energy is to have a life you are genuinely invested in, not as a strategy, as an actual priority, something you are building, something that matters, something you would still be working on, even if the romantic part of your life was already resolved. That life gives you the grounded sense of direction that no dating technique can manufacture. And it gives her something real to be attracted to, something that exists independently of her, which is exactly what makes it compelling. And the final step, give her the freedom to choose. Stop trying to convince. Stop engineering outcomes. Show up genuinely. Let her experience who you actually are, and then give her the complete freedom to decide whether she wants more of that. This is the highest form of confidence in dating. Not needing to close, because you trust that if you are genuinely showing up as yourself, the right person will recognize it. That trust is masculine energy at its most real. If today's episode changed how you think about this, the full chapter with specific exercises is in the ebook linked in the description. Subscribe for weekly episodes on confidence, authentic attraction, and the mindset that makes all the difference. Drop a comment. When did you last show up completely relaxed in an interaction without needing anything from it? What happened? I read every one. Next week, we get practical in a different way. We are covering conversation, not scripts, not lines, the actual skills that create real connection from the very first message to the first date. That is episode 6. See you then.